Hey, collegiate angler Spencer Clark. Just got back from fishing the Riverwoods Church Open Bass Tournament down at Kentucky Lake. The tournament was put on by Riverwoods Church and FLW Outdoors, and I ended up getting in the 30s out of like 200 boats, so didn't have too bad of a tournament. I'd like to share with you some of the things that worked for me down there and how I was catching my fish. What I was doing was I was rotating these rock piles I had found out in 25-30 feet of water, and I was throwing two baits on these rock piles and catching fish. I was throwing the 3/4 ounce Omega Custom Tackle Derek Remit Signature Series football jig, and I was throwing it with green pumpkin with a little bit of Fire Tiger added in. I added the Fire Tiger in with the Naked Bait Company skirt expander. It was a little adjustment I made that I found in practice. I had a couple hours of practice before the tournament, and it seemed like I was getting most of my bites whenever I was throwing this jig with that little bit of Fire Tiger in there. I don't know what exactly, why they'd liking the jig. My guess is that they could see the Fire Tiger a little bit better down there in 25-30 feet of water. They could find the jig a little bit better, but it seemed to be working, so I stuck with that. And then my follow-up bait was just a standard, 10-inch green pumpkin Berkeley power bait worm with a 5/16 ounce bullet weight with a Naked Bait Company honey hole hook, and I was swimming this over those rock piles down there too. I caught one of my keepers in the tournament on the worm, but everything else came on the jig, so those are the two baits I was throwing down there. And I was working these baits with a 7-foot medium heavy action Aris Co-Matrix 457 rod teamed up with a Alba Garcia Revo SX reel. And I was throwing the baits. I was throwing the worm on 12-pound test fluorocarbon line and the jig on 15-pound test fluorocarbon line. And I was throwing fluorocarbon because whenever you're fishing 25-30 feet of water, you want a little bit of added sensitivity, and you're going to get that in a fluorocarbon line. So the whole setup here was working really good for me. If you're heading down to Kentucky Lake, there's something to think about when you get down there. If you're wanting to get on those ledges that you've fished in the past where you're only fishing like 8, 9, 10 feet deep, that's really not working right now. A lot of those fish are a lot deeper than that even. They're like in 20 to 30 feet of water, like I said. And the reason behind that is down at the lake right now they're not generating a whole lot of current. When there's current moving through the lake, you can catch those fish a lot shallower because they'll move up on the top of the ledges, but that didn't seem to be the case when I was down there. Most of the fish were really deep. All the bait was really deep. Not a whole lot going on top of the ledges down there. So make sure you back out off those ledges and fish that 25-30 foot drop off zone down there, and you're going to have a lot more success. It's a great fishery down there, a lot of big fish. Just a little bit hard to find right now, so if you're heading down there, have some patience and you'll catch some more fish. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Spencer Clark.